In the newsroom on CNN Philippines, welcome back. A former health undersecretary says the department's former chief, Janet Garin, colluded with Sanofi Pasteur on the use of Dengvaxia. Our Rex Remitio joins us live for more. Rex, tell us, how did this supposed collusion take place?
Former Health Undersecretary Ted Herbosa says that he and former Health Secretary Enrique Ona were kept in the dark on the discussions on the implementation of the dengue vaccine in 2016. This contradicts what Garin said in an interview on Friday, that Herbosa, Ona, and other former health officials were knowledgeable of the issue. In fact, they were even against what Garin is planning since the vaccine was still on its experimental stage. He adds the vaccine was still on its phase 3 of development stage when it was injected on students in April 2016. In fact, Herbosa says it must still undergo a long process of development before it can be implemented on phase 4. He also says all of the health officials were surprised when Garin announced the plan to implement the vaccine on January 2016. Herbosa also argues it's unethical for any government official to meet with a supplier or distributor of a particular product when it was due by then or before its bidding process. This is in response to Garin's admission that she met with Sanofi Pasteur officials sometime in 2015. Herbosa suspects the deal was rushed for two things. First, the administration party might have used the funds for the 2016 presidential elections. And second, Sanofi wants to immediately sell its product since two other pharmaceutical giants in Japan and the United States are also developing the same vaccine and planning to sell it as well. Herbosa also believes that the vaccine was way overpriced and not cost-effective. That's why he believes that Garin must be criminally liable with this mess.
Rex, tell us more about Herbosa's claims that Garin is criminally liable for this mess.
Well, he says that Garin committed intentional negligence on this particular issue when she met with Sanofi Pasteur officials in 2015. And until now, we're still getting the side of Garin to further shed light on the issue.
Rex Remitio there reporting to us live from Quezon City. In other news, the defeat of multi-terrorists in Marawi raises the question of whether there's a need to extend martial law in Mindanao again. Military and police officials believe there is. Our George Cahiles tells us why.
The extension of martial law in Mindanao is necessary. This is the recommendation of both the police and the military ahead of the expiry of martial law in the southern Philippines by December 31. Interior Undersecretary Catalino Cuy says the PNP recommends the one-year extension due to continuing threats from terror groups.
We endorse the recommendation ng PNP for one-year extension ng martial law sa Mindanao, principally due to the existing may continuing threats pa sa Mindanao from the terrorist groups. And at the same time, it will help, it will hasten the rehabilitation of Marawi City.
The military echoes Cuy's statement, saying that the remnants of ISIS-inspired Mauta Group and other local terror groups continue to recruit members in Lanao del Sur and nearby provinces. The Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters still carry out violent activities in central Mindanao. The Abu Sayyaf Group and sympathizers still exist in Basilan, Sulu and Tawi-Tawi provinces, and communist rebels have increased their attacks throughout Mindanao.
Also, increasing violence initiated by the left is something to watch out for and something that we have to prepare for and confront. That's part of the reason why martial law may be needed to cover other areas where potential terrorists are in hiding.
The recommendations of both the PNP and the AFP have been submitted to the President. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says President Duterte is expected to ask Congress by December 15 whether to extend or to lift martial law. If the President decides to ask for an extension of military rule, Senate President Coco Pimentel says he will immediately tackle the matter with his colleagues. Senators Zubiri, Escudero, Villanueva, and Poe wish to hear a security briefing from authorities before deciding on a possible extension of martial law. Minority Senators Aquino, Drilon, Ontiveros, Pangilinan, and Trillanes are prepared to oppose any move to extend military rule beyond 2017. Party list Bayan Muna is concerned that extending martial law may lead to more alleged human rights violations in Mindanao. Earlier, House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez told CNN Philippines he preferred martial law to stay in Mindanao until the end of the president's term in 2022. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
President Duterte is not through with communist rebels after his relationship with them turned sour. The president declared the New People's Army a terrorist organization and ordered its members' mass arrest. And now the left is pushing back. Our senior correspondent David Santos has more.
For those who are out temporarily, you just maybe zero in now because any day I will order for their mass arrest.
After unilaterally terminating the peace talks and declaring the communist movement as terrorists, the president is now after the rebels' peace consultants. But not too fast, cautions a lawyer of the National Democratic